Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Um, so welcome to YouTube video. YouTube video where I am again going to be doing a follow-on Are You Living Your Dreams? Are you living the life of your dreams? So this is part 3. So guys, I'm just going to share with you just how the view that I get to look at these days, and just how blessed and grateful I feel, and just to give you an example of what's possible. Yeah, just to show you, like, if you want to live the life of your dreams, it really is possible with belief and trust that God will answer your prayers. Or if you don't believe in God, then belief and trust that you're allowed to be loving to yourself. Okay, so guys, look at this. I'm going to show you my morning view. Just so blessed. This is so wonderful. I feel, or I'm going to say, Noatha Eveloi Manis, which means I feel blessed in Greek. Here you go. So yeah, this is just, again, I just want to share this as an example of what is possible for me, sitting in the sunshine, looking at beautiful sea, looking at beautiful mountains, being in a paradise-like country, Kefalonia, Greece. It's wow, it's it's just amazing, and I'm so grateful. So this brings me on to be sharing my YouTube video today. So guys, this is my question for you. Again, I think I asked this in my previous video. Are you living the life of your dreams? If your answer is yes, you probably don't really need this video, because you probably already, hopefully figured something helpful and something loving. I hope that you figured out something loving, though. I hope that you're not, because obviously we've all got free will and we can make money and do what we want, in an unloving way, and that's not really good, in my opinion. But if you can actually follow your dreams and your heart and actually feel like you're doing something which you believe in and which you feel is a loving thing to yourself and loving thing to others. So in terms of the kind of ways in which you're making your money, are you doing something that you feel actually you can go to bed at each night with a clean conscience? And that's kind of what I mean as well. It's not just living the life of your dreams using any method to get there, because let's be honest, there's lots of ways of making lots of money and doing what you want, but they're not always the most ethical. So this is what I'm saying. Are you living the life of your dreams and actually doing it in a way that you feel proud of, and doing it in a way that you feel is fulfilling and loving to yourself, loving to others? So if the answer is yes, well done. Big high five. Congratulations. You probably don't need this video. But if your answer is no, so if you're not currently living the life of your dreams, but you want to, okay, this video may be helpful. So here's my next question. If you want to live the life of your dreams, but you're not currently, one of the things I've learned, which can often be the reason for us not going for what we want in life, it's certainly the reason from prayer and reflection, for me personally, why I feel I haven't. It's the reason why I feel I haven't been living the life of my dreams at a younger age. It's the effect of your upbringing. It's the effect of your early years, your childhood. Especially the first 5 years. It's the more I'm learning about inner work and spirituality, spiritual, emotional health, the things that affect us and affect the choices we make, affect our emotional, spiritual health as we get older is the upbringing. It's key. And I'm sure if you go to any therapist, any counselor, or speak to, or even do any research on things that have the biggest impression on your life and the kind of life you can live, it's your child is key. So this is my suggestion, like, maybe if you're not living the life of your dreams right now and you want to, it might be worth just looking at your childhood, looking at the the people who were around you the most? Who do you spend the most time with as a child? I know for me it was my mother. It was actually an unhealthy amount of time that I spent with my mother, because my parents split up at quite a young age. So yeah, it was I ended up having a very codependent relationship with my mother. So yeah, just kind of consider this. Like, maybe, do you feel that maybe people around you in your early years were maybe a bit pushy, maybe a bit needy, maybe a bit needing of your attention? That can be a big, that can have a big impact on you, on preventing you from living the life of your dreams. If you've got someone around you at a young age who is demanding your attention, who is needy, who is vulnerable, who is emotionally insecure, anxious, not in a very good place themselves, then this can often have a very big impact on you as in your young years. So if what I'm saying, or even family, like sometimes religious families, families who they all want to kind of follow the rules. For example, in my family, my grandmother was kind of seen as the matriarch, and I think there was a fear of like doing the right thing. She's almost like the queen. And again, by the way, guys, in case any of you know me or any of my family watch, I'm saying this just to be truthful. I care about all of you. I care about all of you family, and Bridie, of course. My grandmother who died. Maybe within the last 6 months. I'd send you love, Bridie, and I hope you understand. I'm just now doing something which I feel is helping people and fulfilling and is loving to myself and loving to others. So I want to get that off my chest, because I may have family contact me after this video and say, Ben, we're not happy about you saying this, but I'm being honest, and I'm going to just share something on that note. Sometimes when I do this, when I say things and I think, oh no, maybe I'm taking a risk of saying something that's going to upset someone, one thing that really helps me is just to remember that, God sees everything. So I trust God sees everything, and I trust that what I'm doing can truly be helpful towards people. It certainly helped me to learn these things about myself. So yeah, so that's what I want to say. Like, maybe if you feel you can relate to what I'm saying, maybe if you had a very if any of your parents or people around you, your guardians, who are supposed to be your guardians, the ones who are supposed to be looking after you, if they were quite needy themselves, then that can definitely have a big impact on your development, and can prevent you from doing what you want in life. It can cause a lot of fear. It can cause you a lot of fear. And guilt. So yeah, or otherwise, again, like my family were brought up in quite a strict religious upbringing. My grandparents were quite strict on everyone going to mass, and I feel that's definitely done quite a lot of damage as well. And again, I'm just saying this to be truthful. I'm not judging anyone. It's just the way it is, and I'm sure Bridie and Frank, my grandmother and grandfather, I'm sure they had conditioning from their parents. It's all we're only kind of like victims of what we grew up with, and then we just continue. Generally, most people unfortunately just follow the cycle because it's what we know, it's what we're used to. So again, I'm not saying this for judgment, I'm just saying this to be truthful and to share with you all what's helped me. So if you feel you can relate to what I'm saying, so maybe you had some needy parent, and that's important. Like, that's especially, remember, your parents are the first people who kind of come into contact with, and they're the ones who you really look to for support as a baby. So as a baby in your young years, if you're then having a parent who is then being needing of your attention, it's like the opposite. It's giving you an opposite message. This help. By the way, this video is really helpful. This is quite therapeutic for me. Yeah, I'm really pleased I did this video. This helped me to learn as I'm vocalizing this, and I'm realizing how important this is to really share this with people. So remember, like, if you are a baby and you are then looking to your parent for support, but then your parent is so needy themselves that they are then wanting you for support because they're so needy, you're going to feel that. Because as a baby, you're very sensitive. You feel You feel energy, you know, that's how we're designed, I believe, as a natural spiritual being, natural emotional being. You're very aware of energy. So even if you're like, for example, my mother, you know, I really care about her. And by the way, she's so good to me these days. And even, you know, throughout her life, she has cared about me tremendously. But I'm just sharing this to really just help people, okay? And I want to just educate people about this. And again, my mother had a lot of, if I consider the way my mother parented me, you know, and the more I'm learning about this, it all stems from her upbringing as well, and the things she experienced, and, you know, her mother, my grandmother, and the mistakes that my grandmother would have made, and my grandfather for that matter. And by the way, guys, we all make mistakes. I'm saying this because my family are probably going to watch this. I'm just going to say this now. I'm not saying this with judgment. I'm saying this with love, because I know I make mistakes, and I know it's not easy. And I think, guys, this is for my family now. If any of my family are watching this, if you're honest with yourself, if you're not living the life of your dreams, it's probably, you know, you can probably relate to what I'm saying, but you may be fearful of actually saying it. What I'm learning is it's loving to be truthful. It's loving to be truthful. And I'm not saying it with judgment. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just being honest. And I invite each of you to be honest with yourself. If you want to live the life of your dreams. If you don't want to live the life of your dreams, or you don't want to watch this, that's cool. Then maybe this video isn't for you. There you go. That's my little message for my family. But so yeah, this is what I'm learning. And yeah, so that's the important thing I want to say, really. Like, I make so many mistakes, so I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm just sharing this stuff. Because also, the other reason I'm going down this spiritual route is I don't want to make the same mistakes. I don't want to have a child and make the same mistakes that my mother and my father did with me. I want to break the cycle. I want to break the mold. I want to break the clay. And what I'm learning is that's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do. And it takes courage. But that's what we've got to do if we want to live the life of dreams. If we want to live the life of our dreams, sorry. And if we, you know, like Michael Jackson says in that famous song, you know, if you want to make a change, you got to look at yourself. How does it go? If you want to make a change, you got to look at yourself and make the change. I don't know. You get what I'm saying, you know. I'm staring at the man in the mirror. I'm If you want to make a change, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. There you go. That was it. So that's the point I'm making. Like, if you want to make the change, it really starts with looking at yourself, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to leave it there for today because it's like 30 minutes now. But now you've kind of got a taste of where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to do another video tomorrow, and it's going to be all. I'm going to continue on this theme, and it's going to be really, guys, if you can relate to what I'm saying, and if any of you feel like you're not living the life of your dreams, but you do want to, and you feel that maybe if any of the things I've said, do you suffer with guilt? Do you feel responsible? Well, your parents may be like, you know, addicts, like alcoholics, like my parents were. You know, were your parents insecure? Did you have a kind of like quite a pushy family? You know, I was like, my mother was one of six, so, you know, quite a big family. I had a lot of family influence, you know, a lot of aunties, five aunties, one uncle. I wish I had more uncles like my Uncle Kevin. He wasn't so pushy. But there you go, that's been my experience. But if you can relate to any of what I'm saying, maybe a bit of a, you know, quite a strict religious family. And again, I'm not saying this with judgment, I'm just saying this to help. I want to help everyone. And if any of you family are still watching, I'm saying this to share and to help all of you. Yeah, that's going to be like, if you can relate to what I'm saying, the next video tomorrow, I'm gonna go a bit deeper on this. So next video may really hopefully help you. All right, guys, it's got to like over 40 minutes now. So I hope you found some of what I'm saying helpful. But the real help actually is going to come in tomorrow. Tomorrow's where I'm going to be teaching and sharing more about how I've learned to overcome this kind of situation. All right, guys. Yeah, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Make a comment if you find what I'm sharing helpful. Thanks, guys.